Everywhere I go, I want people to know where I'm from, my background, and where my family came from because of the struggle they had to go through. For me, it's very important for people to know who I am. First know that I'm Jewish, and then know that I come from Israel. And then everything else, that I'm a golfer, that comes next. Every week I play and I see my name on the leaderboard and the Israeli flag. It brings me a lot of happiness and pride. I think it's because of what my grandparents had to go through. Not just my grandparents, but everyone during World War II, all the Jewish people during World War II and the Holocaust. So that's obviously brings me anger, but I think what I'm trying to do is bring the anger and try to do something meaningful. We were born, entire family, in Belgium. My mom was a Hebrew teacher in Belgium. I have a twin sister. She went to the army. A brother went to the army. So most people have to go to the army. I feel like people protect you, and then when it's your turn, you protect them. I always went to Jewish school, keep a lot of traditions, kosher. In Belgium, we kept Shabbat, all the holidays. Since I was born, it's a lot about Judaism and Israel, and so it's always in my family. And when I was 6, we moved to Israel. Caesarea is my town, very small. We're about 5,000 people. My parents play golf, my mom more. And when I moved to Israel, we moved where we have our one 18-hole golf course. We also have one 9-hole club. Walking distance was 5 minutes, and I just lived right on the course. So after school, dropped me off at the golf club. I was very athletic. I played so many different sports. I played tennis 3 times a week, golf twice a week. I played soccer at school. When I was 12, the coach at the club told my mom and myself that we should try to just play the club championship, the Israeli Open. So my mom caddied for me, and I ended up going in the playoff and winning it when I was 12. If I wanted to be competitive in one sport, I had to choose one that I will commit to. So I dropped everything else and started going to the club almost every day. I won when I was 12 the club championship, then the Israeli Open, then again the club championship, then again the Israeli Open. At one point, I was beating the ladies by 30 shots. So to just stay competitive, I would play with the men's. Around 19, I won the club championship, the men's club championship. The Maccabi games, I played already in 3 of those, and the opening ceremony was very emotional to see all the flags and compete with all Jews. And then the next 2 ones I won. So it's fun to stand there with the Israeli flag in front of everybody. That's what I did for the next 2 years in Israel until I couldn't really get any better. And I knew that I had to leave the country and go somewhere where I can take lessons and come back home. So when I was 14, going to 9th grade, I moved to the States and started studying and practicing at the MG Academy. I went to the academy for 4 years. I really enjoyed it, and I wanted to turn professional right away, but my coach knew that I wasn't as ready, mentally, and so he was like, "No, Laetitia, go to college, go try for a few years." We had no idea what we had to do to go to college. My parents didn't go to college in the States, and so we would get emails, and I would not really read emails because I didn't know about those schools, and I never heard about any schools other than the top schools. So I'd be like, oh, I don't need to read that. But once I got the offer to go to Duke, my parents got super excited, and they're like, okay, you have to choose Duke. And obviously at that age, I will listen to my parents. I wouldn't take such a big decision and say no. It was a bit of a struggle in the beginning because, again, it's a big adjustment from going to a school where it's all about sports, and then had to go to class sometimes, to Duke where it's mainly academics and then golf. I had to learn how to balance, which I didn't want to balance. I wanted to do one thing and give my 100%. So in the beginning it was really tough to have to give 50-50. I think going there really helped me just mature and be able to be a better person around people. I used to not speak at all. I used to be really by myself, and I'm still by myself, but I speak up more and I know how to interact with people. Well, we won the national title my senior year, and then I qualified for the British Open, so then I turned professional. And then I went to Q school and made it through, so that was a good end of the year. Everything happened so quick, but I was obviously a little scared because all my friends, I had nobody on tour. All my friends in Symmetra and trying to, get there. And I'm here. I don't know players. I don't have anybody in Israel that can help me get used to this place and know what I have to do. And so it was a bit of an adjustment. Obviously, I had my entire time to just give it to golf, and I really enjoyed that. Still need some time, but no, it's getting better. I love meeting different people, and I love teaching people about where I come from and my religion and race, because being the only Israeli here, it's fun to be surrounded by different people and kind of teach them. Olympics is just like a bigger stage, so for me right now I'm enjoying this stage, and when the Olympic comes, hopefully I'm not going to be too nervous, but that's going to be another way to bring awareness to more people. I'm very excited that I'm finally going to have a team. Speaking Hebrew to fellow Israeli athletes, that will be exciting. I'm going to the opening ceremony. That's a very important part for me, just being on a team and standing with the Israeli flag when they announce it. I don't think I should carry it right now, but in the future I hope so. I'm so motivated when I see the flags. Like, it brings me like a huge smile. Like, just even this week seeing the flag on the putting green and the range, like, it brings me a lot of joy, and that's a big reason why I do what I do. For me, I want to do something to bring them pride, and I didn't have to struggle. I didn't have to go through what they had to go through, so I'm lucky to be where I am, so I want to show people that where I come from and what they had to go through.